Hey guys, today I wanted to do a review about the Lowepro Protactic 450 camera backpack. I actually spent quite a bit of time trying to find the right travel photography backpack. Finding a backpack for traveling long term is a much different endeavor than finding one for a day or weekend trip. Normally you can leave much of your gear at home and only take what you really need. When you're traveling for an extended period of time, you have to condense down to what you really need while still being prepared for the situations you may come across. For the first years of my photography endeavors, I only had 2 zoom lenses and a 50mm. I used a very small bag and generally left my flash unit at home. Later on, as my collection grew, I started to look at bigger bags. At first, I tried to cheap out and bought some ridiculously inexpensive bags. One day I came across the Lowepro Protactic 350 AW at an estate sale. Despite being a little smaller than I needed it to be, it was a fantastic bag and I decided to get it as a good weekend bag. It has some really cool features and I already had a list of things that I knew I wanted in a bag. For example, I knew I wanted it to open to the inside against where your back is when you're wearing it. After getting this bag, I realized pretty quickly that I really wanted a bigger version of this bag as my main travel photography bag. Now the main issue that I have with this bag is there's really not enough space for everything that you're going to need. Now if you just have 2, possibly 3 lenses and a camera body, you might be able to make that work. Now the issue that you'll find is actually the depth of the bag is not that deep. So if you take a larger lens, you can't really put it in straight up and down and make it sit flat. And that's the issue that you're going to have with a lot of smaller bags. So what you have to do with these kind of bags is actually set it in sideways like this. Now once you do that, it leaves a lot less room to be able to put everything you need. So if you only have 2 or 3 lenses, it's probably a really good option. Luckily, a little research online and I found that you could get a larger version of the bag. The Lowepro Protactic 450 AW is an expensive bag, but after trying so many cheaper bags and after owning it for about 2 years, I'm glad to say that I'm really happy I bought it. As a photographer, you carry so much expensive gear that it would be insane not to get something that can really protect your investment. After I got this bag, I started noticing it in the videos of the many famous YouTube photographers I like to watch. So here's the larger bag. Now, again, the main thing that I found is being able to sit the lenses straight up and down does give you a lot more space in the bag. I can actually fit about 4 or 5 different lenses into this bag, and because of the depth, you stand them straight up and down, and everything works out pretty well. This bag does give me pretty much all the room I need for any kind of trip, even up to months long. Now, of course, you know, it would be nice to be able to carry more, but you just have to pick and choose when you're doing like travel photography. So without any further ado, here are some of my favorite features of the Lowepro Protactic 450 AW camera backpack. Yeah, any bag that I wanted to get, I already knew I wanted it to open toward the back for the extra security provided. One cool thing they did was to add this hard shell dome top. It seems to be reinforced with some type of plastic material. It is much more rigid than most other camera bags are due to this. They've also included a very spacious pocket on the inside of the dome top as well. There is a compartment here for a 15-inch laptop, and it needs to be a fairly narrow laptop to fit comfortably. The old bulky style laptops won't work that well. Also, the bag is more comfortable without any laptop at all, and so I do prefer to not carry one if I don't have to. One cool aspect of this bag is that it does have the shoulder and waist straps with connecting straps in between to distribute weight properly. And if you're not happy using the waist belt, you actually can remove it. I show it in fast forward here, and as you can see, I struggle a little bit, but it isn't too hard to do and it is convenient. Now, as you can probably see here, there is a lot of nice thick foam padding here on the back. Makes it really comfortable and everything. They've put a lot of holes in it to make it more breathable, so you don't sweat on your back as much. They've also done the same down the straps here. Another cool thing that they give you here is they give you a really heavy duty handle here on the top, and they've actually given you one here on the bottom too, so you can pick it up, and that makes it a lot easier to pick it up when you're putting it in overhead compartment on an airplane, or just anytime you just need to pick it up and move it, set it down somewhere, you can do that. Also right by that you have a rain cover here, so you just flip that out and flip it over the to cover the backpack. They've also included this little tripod thing here. You basically stick one of the legs of the tripod in there, and then they have a few clips here. I prefer to keep the tripod on the side. I've seen some people mount it here, but whenever you do that, you can't set the bag down to access the main compartment as easily. It's much easier when it's on the side, even if that blocks one of these side entrances there. At least if you have it that way, you can get in and out of here very easily. Sit it down anywhere and do what you have to do. One feature that I knew that I wanted before, which seems fairly trivial until you actually experience it, is the clear plastic pockets that are on the inside. A lot of camera backpacks come with pouches that you really can't see into, don't know what's in them until you get in there. It is nice to be able to just look in and see. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed my review of this bag. I hope you found it useful and that it will help you make up your mind on what you want out of your bag. I believe the features that it shows in this video would help you narrow down your selection and maybe give you some thoughts on why you may want certain features. If you enjoyed the video, do like, comment, or subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you around some of my other videos in the future.